This might go down as the most expensive gamble Joe Tsai ever lost. A big three built with nearly $600 million. Yet they didn't even play 20 games together. What really happened that season? How did a team built to chase a championship slowly collapse from the inside out? Everything started in 2019, when Joe Tsai completed his purchase of the Brooklyn Nets. From that moment on, the front office made one thing clear. Money would not be a barrier to winning a title. They were willing to mortgage the future, burn through draft picks, and pay massive luxury taxes. First came Kevin Durant, then Kyrie Irving, and finally, the former third piece of the puzzle, James Harden. In their first season together, the trio stormed into the Eastern Conference semifinals. Even though their run ended with Durant's heartbreaking toe-on-the-line shot, Nets fans believed a championship was only a matter of time. Heading into the 2021-22 offseason, Brooklyn doubled down. The front office kept the championship core intact. Durant signed a 4-year, $194 million extension. Veterans like Blake Griffin and Bruce Brown returned on team-friendly deals. Everything seemed to be moving exactly according to plan. Then came a storm no one saw coming. In September 2021, New York City introduced a vaccination mandate requiring players to be vaccinated to participate in home games. Most players followed the policy without hesitation. But Kyrie Irving remained unvaccinated and remained silent. At first, many assumed it was just Kyrie being Kyrie. But when the regular season began, Irving still refused to comply. The Nets drew a hard line. Get vaccinated or don't play at all. Irving chose neither compromise nor silence. On October 14th, he publicly announced he would not take the vaccine. His reasoning was simple, defending personal choice over his own body. He also stated he wanted to stand up for people who lost their jobs because of vaccine mandates. The reaction across the league was explosive. Very few supported his decision. Most criticism came fast and loud. Even ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith publicly blasted Irving.
A lot of your teammates did not want to take the vaccine, but they did it. You are holding out, fine. But in the process of holding out, just understand, you could potentially cost your team a championship because with Kyrie on the floor, with KD, they are that lethal. They can beat anybody. That's Milwaukee, that's Philly, that's Miami. I'm not saying definitively it will happen, but I believe they can beat anybody.
And as Smith predicted, without Kyrie, Brooklyn began to struggle. Durant and Harden carried the team early in the season, putting together a respectable record. But as the months passed, injuries started to pile up. Harden was still battling lingering hamstring issues from the previous season. Durant found himself carrying an overwhelming offensive load with little support. By December, Brooklyn's record began slipping. After multiple failed attempts by owner Joe Tsai to persuade Irving, the Nets made a controversial decision, allowing him to return as a part-time player, only appearing in road games and being paid only for those appearances. Irving's temporary return didn't stabilize the team. Instead, it created deeper tension. Harden had already grown frustrated. For him, this was the best chance of his career to win his first NBA championship. Watching a teammate play only part of the season shattered the chemistry the Big Three desperately needed. By January 2022, Harden had made up his mind. He wanted out. Despite the organization's efforts to convince him to stay, his decision never changed. Rather than lose him for nothing, the Nets traded Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers, receiving Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and additional assets in return. Overnight, Brooklyn transformed from a championship favorite into a roster searching for identity. Things only got worse. By late January, the Nets suffered an 11-game losing streak. When the regular season finally ended, Brooklyn limped into the playoffs as the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. Their first-round opponent? The Boston Celtics, the same team they had eliminated with ease just 1 year earlier. But this time, Boston was fully reloaded. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown led a balanced defensive attack, backed by one of the league's most elite defensive units. The Celtics surged to the second-best record in the East. Compared to the previous year, this Nets team looked unrecognizable. The series didn't last long. For games, for losses, a clean, ruthless sweep. And just like that, the championship dream that once felt inevitable completely shattered.